My name is Vaishali Deshwal, and currently I'm working as an assistant professor in computer science and engineering department at AKGEC. So today I will be discussing Unit 5, the application of the artificial intelligence, and some more concepts about the application and in the field of AI. So to begin with, firstly we'll discuss some of the application of artificial intelligence. So AI has several applications in the today's society, and it has become very indispensable in today's world because it is used to solve some of the very complicated and the complex problem, and it provides the very efficient way in multiple times in multiple industries. For example, finance, entertainment, healthcare, etc. Artificial intelligence is making our life comfortable and fast. You can say whether it can be the prediction of weather or any it is helpful in every sector. So there are some sectors, or we can say some of the important applications here we'll discuss of AI. So this is a chart, and it is showing some of the applications of artificial intelligence in specific sectors. So for example, in AI in healthcare, and what is the role of AI in business, in education, in autonomous industries, in social media, in tourism and travel, and in AI, how AI can help for making the world better. So firstly, discuss that what are the roles of artificial intelligence in healthcare. So in the last 5 to 10 years, artificial intelligence has become a very it gives you very plausible results in the case of the prediction or anything or the classification problems. So it gives very plausible results to some extent. It depends on that what kind of the data we are using, what kind of the algorithms we are using, and so on. So AI becoming more advantageous for the healthcare industry, and it's going to have a very significant impact on this industry. So the healthcare industries, they are applying artificial algorithms, models to make the diagnosis faster than the human. And AI can help us and doctors with diagnosis. They helps to inform whether the patient is having a particular disease or not, whether he is at the edge of developing the symptoms of a particular disease or not. So medical help can reach to the patient before the hospitalization, and that's very good. And that's the major advantage of the AI in healthcare. Secondly, what is the role of AI in gaming? So artificial intelligence has a separate field for the gaming. You can say game, how to create the specific games. It's a different field in artificial intelligence. And when the games in which there is some set of predefined rules, regulations are there, they're very suitable and they can be very easily predicted with this artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms. So the AI can be used for the gaming purpose, and it can play the strategic games, for example, chess or many more. And for example, we can make many games with the help of artificial intelligence. For example, tic-tac-toe is there, the hangman is there, and there are many more. So where the machine needs to think of a large number of the possible places. Thirdly, it has an immense application in finance, and it is very imperative to study the role of artificial intelligence in finance. So AI and the finance industries, they are the best match for each other. And the finance industry is implementing adaptive intelligence and the chatbot automation, algorithm tradings, and the machine learning into the financial processes. Next, we have data security, and in this we'll discuss that what can be some of the examples, what can be some of the platforms which are provided by artificial intelligence to help in data security. So the security of data is very crucial, it is very essential for every company, and it's a very implicit part of a company. It's a very major thing to be taken care of. So for every company, and the cyber attacks. So cyber attacks, they're growing very fast in today's world, in the digitized world, and artificial intelligence can be used to make your data more safe and more secure with the help of its very advanced algorithm, the hybrid models, they're nothing when we combine to all three models. So the combination of the models, we are seeing that thing, we are seeing hybrid models. So or we can also apply some of the ensemble techniques to solve some of the complex problems in of the world. So some examples such as AEG bot, then AI2 platform. There's some of the examples. They're helpful to determine the software bugs and the cybersecurity in the better way. So what about the role of artificial intelligence in the social media in today's days? So social media sites, for example, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat, they contain billion of the user profiles, and which need to be stored. The data need to be stored in the efficient manner, and it has to be managed in the very efficient manner, so that whenever there is a query, so it could be answered properly. So artificial intelligence can manage and can organize such huge amount of the data, and it can analyze lots of data to identify the different patterns, the latest trends, and hashtags, and the requirement of the different users. Suppose if we are dealing with the unstructured data, the data which cannot be put in a table in the row and column format. So it is very important to find the patterns, the trends in the unstructured data also. So and it is very difficult for a human just to look at such data and analyze such type of the data. So some of the techniques and tools of AI, they are very helpful in such sort of work. Next we have artificial intelligence in travel and transport. So nowadays it is becoming it is in high demand for travel industries, and it is capable of doing various travel related works. For example, from making the travel arrangements to suggesting the hotels, flights, and the best routes for the customers. So travel industries, they're using AI powered chatbots, and which can make human like interactions with the customers, and for the best and the fast response. Next, we have the application of artificial intelligence in the automotive industry. So automotive industries, they're also using artificial intelligence, and AI can be used in every sector for one purpose or the other. So they're using artificial intelligence, the industries in automation, to provide some virtual assistant to their users for the better performance. For example, Tesla has introduced Tesla Bot, and Tesla Bot is an intelligent virtual assistant. Secondly, various industries, they're currently working on this developing the self-driven cars. You may heard about it. Self-driven cars, they are in the making of such cars, they're in progress. So which can make your journey more comfortable or more safe, you can say, and secure. So many works there in the ongoing process. So artificial intelligence in robotics. Robotics is a separate field in artificial intelligence, and it has remarkable role in robotics. So usually general robots, they're programmed such as they can perform some repetitive task, but with the help of artificial intelligence, we can create some of the intelligent robots which can perform tasks with their own experiences without pre-programmed, without the human intervention. Once they are programmed, the role of the human is done. So the next is the humanoid robot. We can take the example, for example, Erika and Sophia. So we can say these are the humanoid robot, and they are the best example for artificial intelligence robots. Recently, the intelligent humanoid, the name Sophia and Erika, they has been developed which can talk and they can behave like humans. So next is the ninth application of artificial intelligence in entertainment. So we are currently using some artificial intelligence based applications in our daily life with some entertainment services like Netflix and Amazon. So with the help of ML and AI algorithms, these services they shows the recommendations with the program and the shows. So based on your previous history or the several sites, they recommend you some shows or some programs or some products. Then what is the role of AI in agriculture? So in agriculture, AI has several roles. So I have just defined some of them here. So first is agriculture is an area which requires the various resources. For example, it requires time, labor, and money for the best results. And in India, we have we have the farmers which do not earn much. So we have middle class farmers, you can say. So now the farmers which are having like 1 or 2 hectares of the land. So how we can use artificial intelligence in agriculture for the benefit of those farmers. So here are some of the examples. Like nowadays the agriculture is becoming digitized. So AI is emerging in this field, and it is the agriculture is applying AI, as we are having agriculture robots. Crop monitoring is there, that which crop is suitable for which type of the soil, and etc. It is used to analyze the soil quality, that which soil is suitable for which particular crop, and predictive analysis. AI is in agriculture can be very helpful to the farmers. Next, we have AI in education. So again, we have several purposes of AI in education, and some of them I listed here. So first is that it can automate grading. So the tutor can have more time to teach. They can work on themselves and to prepare the study material and the content. So AI chatbot can communicate with the student as a teaching assistant, and in the future AI can be worked as a personal virtual tutor, here as you can see, for students, which will be accessible easily at any time and at any place. So there is no such boundary that one has to come to a particular place. So this is all about the application, and in total we have just discussed 11 applications of artificial intelligence. So now the next topic in unit 5 which you will be studying is language model. So as per your syllabus, language model is very important, and in this we will study some algorithms. So let's start with the language models. That what are these? So the short form is LM and stands for language modeling. So it is a use for various statistical and probabilistic techniques to determine the probability of a particular sequence of the word occurring in a sentence. So these are the topics which are very much related to the natural language processing. In natural language processing, we are working on the conversion of, and we are just analyzing the text, you can say. And for that, we are using many of the algorithms. And we're talking about many things like the grammar things and all. So here LM is just the use of that, how we are using the probabilistic and statistical techniques in order to determine the probability of a particular sequence of the work, that whether that what is the probability of its occurrence in that particular sentence. Suppose if I'm having a sentence, then and in the corpus I'm having 2 or 3 words, then what is the probability that what would be the next word after that particular sentence. So language modeling is used in AI, particularly the ones that performs text generation, machine translation, and question answering. So text generation and machine translation, they're the separate topics in unit 5. You'll be studying machine translation as a separate topic in unit 5. So we'll discuss machine translation later on, but for now just understand that it's about performing text generation, machine translation, and question answering. So language models that determine the word probability, then analyzing the text data, and these models, they interpret this data by feeding it through an algorithm. So as I have discussed earlier, that in this we will discuss some of the algorithms, particularly the n-gram algorithm. So it will feed some data through the algorithms, and that establishes the rules which help us to analyze the data. So here the model, firstly we just design the rules, and then the model applies these rules in the language task to accurately predict and produce the new sentences. So the main aim and the objective of that language modeling is that, suppose we are having a number of the documents or the words in corpus, and we are having a sentence with us, then we are just predicting that what is the probability that of the several words that can be come after that particular sentence from that corpus. So we apply these rules, and the model essentially learns the features and the characteristics of the basic languages and uses those features to understand new phrases. There's several probabilistic approaches in this to modeling the language, and but here we are not discussing all. We'll discuss the n-gram model. So there are, and that is important for your from the point of your syllabus. So these approaches, they vary depending on the purpose of language modeling. And from the technical view, various languages models type differ in the amount of text data that analyze and the maths they use to analyze that particular data. So the algorithm which we want to use, it basically depends that what amount of the text data we are going to analyze, and the maths they use to analyze it. So in this, you can say this is the algorithm or the model which we study under n-gram model. A language model. So this is the n-gram model, and here we have 1 gram, 2 gram, 3 gram, and so on. And that is why the name is n-gram model here. So n can be anything from the 1 to anything, but particularly most of the problem they can be solved with the help of just 1, 2, 3 grams models. So what is this model? It's about the contiguous sequence of n items from a given sample of the text and speech. The items, they can be syllabic, or you can say letters, words, or the base pairs according to the applications. So they're typically collected from the text and speech corpus. Corpus is nothing, it's just like the collection of the documents. In natural language processing, there are some terminologies, for example, corpora, the plural form of corpus, and tokenization is there. So corpora, or you can say corpus, is the collection of the documents. So from that, n-gram typically collected from the text and the speech corpus. So here this model is based on the conditional probability, and you have already studied this conditional probability in your class 12th. So it's about conditional probability is like if we are saying that P is equal to B by A and PAB by PA. So what does it mean? The PB by A, that what is the probability of occurring P event if A is given? Like if we know if the A event is occurred, then what is the probability that P will occur? So this is the condition, and that is why the name is the conditional probability. If we simplify this, then we just multiply these two, and we got PAB is equal to PA, PB by A. If we took more variables than the 2 or 4, if we took 3 or 4 or 5 variables, then you can generalize this particular formula as this. Like if the probability of A, B, C, D, then it will be equal to like probability of A, then probability of B. What will be the probability of B if we know that the A has already occurred? Then what will be the probability of C if we know that the event A and B, they has already occurred, and so on. And it can include many variables. So you can generalize the formula in this way. The question can be asked on these formulas, so we'll discuss the question also. So firstly, this formula, it can be generalized as this, and here I'm taking the variables like x1, x2 to xn. You can take as many as variables here. So this is the generalized one, and this particular thing is known as chain rule. So here the formula is px1, and then again, if we know that the x1 event has already occurred, then what will be the probability of x2? Then we already know that that the event x and x1 and the x2 they has already occurred, and then what will be the probability of occurring x3 up to xn. So for example, if I have a sentence here, for example, about 5 minutes from. So this is a sentence, and so how I can calculate the probability of this? I can simply write that p, the probability of the word occurring of the word about, into p, the probability of occurring 5 when the word about has already occurred, and so on. So here the probability of the word in the sequences, again we have a generalized formula in this. For example, here the probability of word 1, word 2 and word n, wn. So it will be equal to this projector operator is here. So this is an operator and it is known as projector operator. So this operator is basically used to take the some set of the columns, or when you just specify the inputs, that's all. So we're taking the projector operator and p, probability of wi, when these events they has already occurred, like w1, w2, the occurring of these words, we already know about these things, and then what will be the probability of wi. For example, suppose I am having 4 words. So here w1, w2, w3 and w4. That is why I am writing I minus 1. And then what will be the probability of occurring wi? Like what will be the probability of occurring 5th word? That what would be the 5th word after the 4th one? So here I have the probability of 4 words if I am having 4 words there. So this n-gram model, it can be 1 gram, 2 gram, 3 gram, 4 gram and so on. So it simply means that if we are taking like 1 gram, that is known as unigram, and in this no history is used. Suppose because in this would be the first word. So that is why we do not have any history before this, any word before this. So obviously no history is used in this. Secondly, bigram, or you can say 2 gram. In this, 1 word history is there because there are 2 words, and the history of the 1 word is with us, and we are predicting the second one. Similarly for the 3 and 4 with the 4 and with the 5 gram models. So generally in practical applications, bigram, the previous 1 gram you can say, and the trigram and the 4 grams they are used, and in the unigram, or you can say the 1 gram, no history is used. For example, let's discuss an example here. Suppose this is the sentence about 5 minutes from. So assume in the corpus we are having a corpus, and in that corpus we are having a word dinner. So dinner is present with the highest probability. We know there are the number of the words in the corpus, and in corpus we are having a word that is the dinner, and it has the highest probability there. So unigram, as we have discussed earlier, that in unigram we do not have history of any other word, so we simply took the word which has the highest probability. In this we are having this word dinner which is the highest probability, so we just took this word dinner. So unigram does not take into account the probability with the previous words like from and the minutes. So unigram will predict dinner. So after this particular sentence, dinner will come. Okay, so I hope you understood this, and this is it for today, and in the next session we'll discuss the bigram and 2 gram and the question based on these concepts. Thank you.